Luis Ray, are you the same Zenaida Luis Ray who was placed on deferred adjudication for the offense of injury to a child bodily injury by omission on October 20th, 2021 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, off of state's original motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Violation of condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Zenaida Luis Ray, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of October 2022, February, March, June, July, November, and December 2023, and violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Not true, Your Honor.
Next on the first amended motion to adjudicate, violation condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Zenaida Luis Ray, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
Today, we're diving into a tense courtroom scenario that's layered with legal complexity, human drama, and emotional intensity. Here, we have Luis Ray, a defendant on deferred adjudication for a serious injury to a child case, now facing multiple violations of her probation spanning years. From missed reports to supervision officers to new allegations, the stakes couldn't be higher. Over the next 12 minutes, you're going to witness the courtroom tension, the judge's unwavering scrutiny, and a defendant grappling with personal struggles, family tragedy, and legal consequences. Stick around. This case shows how one decision can ripple across years, and the consequences can be life-changing.
How do you plead to that?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, true or not true?
True.
Finally, Your Honor, violation condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Zenaida Luis Ray, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and September 2025, and violation condition number 4.
How do you plead to that?
True, Your Honor.
State will waive the remaining violations on the original and the amended motion to adjudicate, Your Honor.
Any objection?
None.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to 4, 4, and 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, revoke, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true
Yes,
to violation of condition 4, 4, and 4?
yes, Your Honor.
Court will find 4, 4, and 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not, Your Honor. Both sides are going to open to the court with our recommendations.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
We are requesting that Your Honor revoke her probation, adjudicate her guilty, enter the affirmative finding of family violence, and sentence her to 10 years TDC.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're asking for her to be reinstated on probation with inpatient treatment. She tested positive a couple of times for marijuana, but at the moment, she's gotten some stable housing and a job from what I'm being told. I know she did not report, and the court takes that very seriously. I've spoken to her about it, but I think her life is just kind of all over the place still a little bit. Not stable housing, not steady employment. But I think her relationship with her mother has got a lot stronger, so she has more support now. And I would just ask for a chance to be reinstated, but again, would ask for some type of inpatient treatment.
All right, on here it says new case must be resolved before transfer to treatment facility. What is this new case?
It's a manufactured delivery, small amount. My understanding, and maybe I've spoken more to one prosecutor, that upon the court's resolution of this, they were going to ask for that to be TIC.
That is correct, Your Honor. Once this is resolved, we'll
But
this case.
what is the alleged offense?
There is a co-defendant. However, in the way the drugs are found, there's only one bag attributable to this co-defendant. So I think once lab results do come in, which we haven't received, I do believe it will be a lesser degree.
All right, thank you. All right, anything you want to say? You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to testify?
Right here, we see the defendant pleading true to multiple violations spanning 2022 through 2025. Missing report after report is serious, and the court is laying out each missed month meticulously. For viewers, this demonstrates how probation isn't just a formality, it's a structured accountability system. Each missed report builds a pattern, which the court evaluates cumulatively. The judge is not just counting months, she's assessing responsibility, reliability, and whether the defendant can genuinely benefit from continued probation. These moments also highlight how repeated noncompliance escalates consequences exponentially in the legal system.
What do you, Gil, will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what would you like to say?
Your Honor, I just wanted to say if I would be able to get another chance to turn my life around, my grandma did. I know she did have cancer. I
No,
mean,
let me just tell you this. Your grandmother, did she just
no.
develop, when did she develop cancer?
It's already been 6 months. She's been going through treatment, and
So what have you been doing?
I mean, I've been working. I have a house out there. I speak with my mom. I got closer to my family.
But why can't you report?
I was in an abusive relationship from Maricosa, and when I was popping dirty for marijuana, I got scared, and I mean, I lost faith, I lost hope, and I just took off. And
So let me just tell you, I am not the one. Let me see. I don't think you're a good candidate for probation. I mean, what have you done other than not report and pick up a new charge?
I mean, I was doing my classes, Your Honor.
Did you?
They kicked me out of bid. I was going to the one on Piper Lane.
Mhm.
It was twice in there. I was reporting it. I was using CBD because of my seizures, and I did get my insurance to get back on Keppra. So I've been getting Keppra to control my seizures, and I haven't been using marijuana since.
But I mean, you haven't done anything. That's the problem. And you've been on probation, according to this, since 2021.
I thought, like I said, I thought I just had a warrant, and I just stayed. I mean, I don't really get in trouble. I stayed in myself, out there.
No, I mean, you do because you have a drug case that's pending. But where are your children? Were your rights terminated?
I don't know what happened with them, Your Honor.
All right. So for you not to know what happened to your children, because this is an injury to a child case involving your children, means
They weren't my children, Your Honor. It was through CPS. It was through CPS. CPS told me to grab their things for a whole week, and I've lost communication. They do, contact me through Facebook, the oldest one, and the dad still talks to me. They still try to reach out to me.
so you're saying these were not your children?
They were not my children on that.
Now, this is where the human side of the courtroom comes into play. Louise Ray explains her circumstances, family struggles, an abusive relationship, and fear tied to marijuana use. She even shares her grandmother's cancer diagnosis. These are deeply personal factors, but in court, empathy meets procedure. The judge must balance compassion with accountability. For viewers, it's a stark illustration of how real-life challenges intersect with legal obligations. Courts aren't just about paperwork. They're about real people, flawed decisions, and the tough judgments that have real consequences on lives and futures.
I have no idea where they're at. I mean, through Facebook, they do still try to communicate with me, but I stay away because that was one of the conditions to stay away from the dad and the children.
Mhm.
And Your Honor,
So
just really quickly there, the recommendation from probation was for cognitive track with ISF and then follow up with inpatient, which I certainly think she could appreciate, would benefit from.
I mean, I understand that, but sometimes I don't agree with what probation is recommending. She's been missing for a long time. And the only thing that she's done, and I'm not taking the drug case as true, I don't know any facts of that, but the only thing you've done is disappear and pick up a new case. I just don't think she is a good candidate for probation.
Well,
And
Judge,
I'm
I
not
was
considering
gonna-
the other violations that are alleged in the motion because they were waived, but she's been missing for years. When's the last time you reported?
when I was in Atacosa.
And when was that? What year?
Your Honor, I don't even remember the year when I got out of Atacosa when I came back to San Antonio with my family. Like I said, I was in an abusive relationship using, and I came over here and I thought I had a warrant, and I apparently not. I didn't have a warrant from Atacosa, and I lost faith and hope, and I just stayed away. And that was the wrong thing to do. I should have just contacted my probation officer to see if I could transfer him to San Antonio.
So she's been missing for years. The
And
year
Judge,
of
just-
2022, 2023, and 2024. And 2025.
Judge, I just wanted to bring up just really, really quickly to the court's attention. I just, from what I've seen over time, is that a lot of times people come into the system because of a case, and they have a lot of other issues with their life, right? And they're not well positioned to take on the responsibility of probation, even though they fully understand the consequences of not doing so.
This exchange makes one thing crystal clear. Probation is a privilege, not a guarantee. The judge points out that despite passing time, the only thing the defendant did was fail to report and pick up a new charge. For viewers, this is a critical lesson. Legal leniency can be exhausted quickly. Courts remember patterns, and repeated absences signal risk. This also shows how the law balances second chances with responsibility. Good intentions and personal struggles are considered, but accountability is non-negotiable. In real-life legal terms, missing probation reports repeatedly can cost a person years behind bars.
I don't think you're a good candidate. You've been on probation since 2021. The only reason why you're here before me today is because you got pulled over. Otherwise, we never would have seen you. So I just don't think you're a good candidate. And I'm going to grant the motion. And I'll note the state did not want you to have deferred adjudication. You were given deferred adjudication to try to get your life together.
Here.
The court is going to grant the motion. The court will find you guilty. And then you know what else? Where you're saying people reached out to you and you reached out to them. You were not supposed to have any contact with any of these children.
Right, and I didn't, Your Honor.
And then we have there was supposed to be, there's an issue with Roosevelt, you pull it, and things that were taken in consideration. So the court is going to find you guilty.
Here, the tension peaks. The defendant seems unaware of her full obligations and even claims the children involved weren't her own. Meanwhile, the judge underscores the gravity of the situation. This is an injury to a child case. For viewers, it's an eye-opening moment. The disconnect between personal perception and legal reality can't be overstated. Hypocrisy, confusion, or miscommunication in such serious cases can determine the outcome entirely. Watching this, you realize that courts weigh intentions, past behavior, and compliance equally, making honesty and full understanding of your probation obligations critical to survival in the legal system.
State is asking for 10 years. Defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, I believe the minimum is 2, so we would ask for a 3 to 4 year sentence. I don't think her priors are that bad, and the state has already acknowledged that this new case is. The court hasn't heard it as true, but I think I appreciate the candor at least saying, hey, it's a minimum amount of drugs. We're going to reduce the charge if it was to go forward, and they're willing to TIC it.
All right. The court is going to, as previously stated, find 4, 4, and 4 true. Find you guilty, revoke. There's to be no residing in any household with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. All right, there's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there is $100 restitution to an approved family violence center.